back on, I'm going to explain what just happened. And it is what it is. There's nothing I could do about it. And that's all there is to it. Here, watch this. Here come a bunch of bicycle dudes. Hey. Hello. So, whoever was tuned in there, I totally apologize. Totally apologize. Just trying to accommodate everybody at the same time. And even though I tell my other half that I live stream around this time every day, I don't think she hears me or pays attention to what I'm saying. We have a great marriage, don't get me wrong, but she just doesn't. She's in her own world, and I guess I'm in my own world. But when she calls, the right thing to do is to answer. So that's it. That's my explanation. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I got to speak for a couple minutes, and now she understands to not interrupt me. This is why I don't live stream at the house. It would be impossible, because I would just get criticism, and this person would tell me that I'm doing everything wrong. And this is the kind of thing that you got to do. It's got to flow from the heart, and you can't have a critical audience scrutinizing you under a microscope when you're trying to do your thing. So Clint, dude, I'm sorry, pal. I know we were going to try to work this out, but I don't even know if you heard the phone ring. I don't know how none of this works yet. So we're going to go down the woods, mister, okay? We're going down the woods. I hope... I'm so flustered. I can't help it. What are you going to do? I hope my man pops back in, and I'll try to explain what happened. What just happened there. But at least I know I'm not going to be interrupted again. I got at least an hour with no interruptions. And if I didn't answer the damn phone, they would have just kept calling back. So that's what 2020 drop kick. Yo. The Purple Lemon. Hi. Joseph Waddell. Hello. Waddle. Wadde. Rosie, hey bro, how's it going, man? Doggy, why? Yo. Listen, I love you guys, man. That's the deal. The doggy, it's a Catahoula. Never hear of a Catahoula? It's a purebred. They look like Labradors, but they got the face of like a... Hey, look at that. He's got the face of like a pit bull and the ears. And he's sort of got the build of a Labrador. But it's neither of them. Thank you for the like. 2020 drop kick. And Noor Gray and Rosie and Joseph and all you guys. Yo. I appreciate it. We love you too. Thank you, Rosie. Your dogs are cool. The Purple Lemon. Thank you. Thank you. I think my dog's pretty cool. I appreciate the kind gesture. I was just live streaming a couple minutes ago, and I want to apologize to my man Clint because he was trying to explain something to me, but I had to answer the phone. Oh my God, your dog is so cute. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you. He's my baby. It's a male. Rosie. His name is Roni, Roni, like macaroni, rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Yeah, Roni is his name. And look at the woods. This is a narrow trail, right? I'm walking through right here. Very narrow trail. So I appreciate the kind words, Rosie, and the Purple Lemon, and Noor Gray, and Joseph Waddell. And I apologize to Clint for the interruption, but I couldn't help it. You got to understand that when my other half calls, the right thing to do is to take the call. And even though I tell them that I do this every day and I don't need to be interrupted, it doesn't sink in. So that's the way a good marriage should be, right? Nobody listens to each other. Just like I don't listen to her, she don't listen to me. Nice icons. Oh my God, his name is cute too. Yeah, Roni. My first dog, I named him Ace. And I used to say, Ace-a-Roni, Ace-a-Roni. So my next dog, I cut out the Ace part and I just call him Roni. So then my first dog was named Ace after Ace Frehley from Kiss, the rock and roll band Kiss. You notice how everybody names their dogs after their favorite people? Like if you're like a real smart dude, Rosie, a real smart person, I'm talking about anybody. If you're like a genius, you're probably going to name your dog Einstein or Hawking or Copernicus, you know? So, but I named my dog Roni. So, yeah, a lot of people do that. When I used to watch soap opera, I named my cat Frisco. That was a person that was in the soap opera. And so, yeah, man, I appreciate you guys, man. What's going on? 2020 drop kick. That's interesting. I like your emoji of a blonde hair person and the purple lemon. I like your thing too. And Joseph Waddell, I like that. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are chilling with me. Gotta go, bye. All right, catch you later, Rosie. Got to go. I'm learning these acronyms. GTG means I gotta go. Yes, they were teaching me acronyms the other day. You have a great day, Rosie. Listen. Have a terrific day. So, I guess I'll just have to text my boy Clint privately and tell him that I'm sorry, but I got interrupted. And it wasn't on purpose. And he's a cool dude. I'm sure he'll understand. But, man, you know, it just figures. So, Bust Get It too. Is this somebody different than the first Bus Get It? Dude, I was watching the first Bus Get It's videos. I don't know if you're him. And I was watching some of your stuff, man. It was interesting. Rosie, I subscribed. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you. I'm making my way slowly up the ladder of YouTube. And I'm getting there. One subscription at a time. I'm trying, doing the best I can. Bus Get It too. It's me. So you changed your thing, my man. You changed it. Did you see it? The likes I gave you on your videos. I was checking. It was pouring rain today, and I figured I'd check out the people who watch my things. So I was watching your channel, your little things, and I gave you likes and I left you a message. So yeah, man, it is appreciated. I like all you guys, man, and what you do for me. And it's very important to me. So why'd you change your thing up? Why'd you change it up? This Bus Get It too, huh? It's cool. I just leave mine the same. Because if I start changing things, it'll confuse everybody. My channel is filled with nonsense. Well, no, Purple Lemon. It's not. If it's important to you, it's not nonsense. If it's important to you, then it's great sense. You know, I think I'll have to watch some of your stuff, Purple Lemon. I'll look for you. That's an easy handle to remember if you don't subscribe. So I'll remember that, and I'll watch some of your stuff. And I don't think it's not nonsense. Anybody who's got the guts to live stream or post videos is a lot said in and of itself. So your channel, listen, you watch some of my videos now, that's kind of nonsense, man. I make videos on how to screw in a light bulb. I'm not joking. Screw in a light bulb part 2. There was a part 1 and a part 2 on how to screw in a light bulb. Lately, since I haven't been able to get out as much as I like, I'm regurgitating some of my old videos and putting them out there and trying to resell myself. And it's working. People, I did a video yesterday of my workshop where I make my fireworks. I thought that was pretty interesting. Hang on a second. Got to negotiate this trail here and weasel my way through all these bushes. What do you see, son? What is so important that you're going to drag me through there? I simply got to let go of the leash and go another way to follow him. It would be impossible any other way. Gonna have to check him good over when I get home today because he's taking me through heavy brush. But I'll let him go. It's his thing. Yeah, watch my stuff, man. To screw in the light bulb. I'm trying to be funny. And I got one on how to sharpen a pencil. And I got one of, oh my God, I got so many. And they're all ridiculous. How to screw in a light bulb, how to sharpen a pencil. Oh, I got another one. How to operate scissors. And then at the very end, I whip out a chainsaw. I was copying Elon Musk. But I was thinking about that, how to operate scissors. And if I had like a young audience, maybe it wasn't the greatest idea because some little kid's gonna grab a pair of scissors and hurt themselves maybe. Who knows, maybe not. I try to put disclaimers in there so nobody gets hurt. Be cool, Roni. Purple Lemon, yo, yo, yo. Yo, keeping it real in Northeast Pennsylvania. Keeping it real, man. Look what I trekked through. Look at this, what I gotta walk through, man. There's no path, really. I make the path. Yeah, watch it when you get a chance, my man. You don't have to watch it right away. I got lots of weird videos. How to turn on a light switch, right? How to turn on a light switch. How to operate a zipper was another one I did. You talk about nonsense now. There's nonsense. The chainsaw, right. I went from a pair of scissors to a chainsaw in 5 seconds. Now, son, how are we going to walk through this, mister? You going to drag me? Good. I'm glad you decided not to drag me through that. And there, this is a sheer cliff face, son. Daddy's 64 years old. I'm not going to walk off a cliff. Okay, now we're at another dead end, mister. You're going to have to figure this stuff out, son. The daddy can't walk through this stuff, man. So do you watch baseball? Yes, Purple Lemon. Matter of fact, I'm from Philadelphia. Why, what? I'm in the Poconos now. But I was born in Philadelphia. And the Philadelphia Phillies, where I used to watch them all the time, I think they won a World Series back in like 2008 or 2007. The Phillies won the World Series. So, yeah, baseball. I remember when Pete Rose was on the Phillies. That was pretty cool. That guy, unfortunately, Pete Rose just passed away. That was the guy who they put in federal jail because he bet and he was gambling. I guess if you're like a baseball person, you can't gamble on your own teams. Yeah, but, and Larry Bowa was the manager. But I remember in Philadelphia, there was a place called Connie Mack Stadium. And my father took me to baseball games. And right before the players got on the field, they came out of like their locker room, and people knew that. People knew, and I remember I got autographs from several of them. Some autographs. They were nice enough to give autographs. Oh, good. You're a Phillies fan. Yeah, man. Philadelphia Phillies. And then they went from Connie Mack Stadium to Veterans Stadium. Now, I don't know where they're playing out of now. I think they're playing out at like the First Union or something. It's crazy how Philadelphia has a separate stadium for their different teams. I don't know why they don't all just play their sports in the same arena. But, that's how it is. I remember Richie Allen was on the Phillies back then, and Don Money, Larry Bowa. Denny Doyle was second baseman. Hey, you know what I really like to watch? Purple Lemon. I used to really love hockey. I remember when the Philadelphia Flyers won the Stanley Cup. That was pretty cool. And they used to call them the Broad Street Bullies. They used to call the Philadelphia Flyers the Broad Street Bullies. I guess that's because... And we won the Stanley Cup that year, but not because we were good. Because I think everybody was afraid to come out and face the Flyers because of the reputation of having the Bull Street Bullies. And some of the Flyers, the captain was Bobby Clark. He was the center and the captain of the ice hockey team. And we had guys like Rick McLeish. He had a real fast slap shot. And we had Don Selesky. And they all had nicknames. We had, they used to call Schultz. He was the real tough guy. I don't even know if he was a great hockey player. I think they just got like a boxer and taught him how to ice skate. Yeah. And he would go out there and fight everybody. And they called him Dave the Hammer Schultz. And then we had a guy, Bob Kelly, and they would call him Hound Dog Bob Kelly. And Don Selesky, they called him Big Bird. And they all had nicknames, man. And when they won the Stanley Cup, it was a big thing, and we had a parade. But I don't think the Flyers are doing well lately. But that was my favorite thing to watch. I like the hockey because it's always moving. There's always something going on with hockey, and it ain't like the other sports where you could just sit back and not even pay attention. You really got to pay attention the whole time to what's going on in hockey. I think that's interesting in and of itself. And what else? For personal sports, I used to like to play softball on softball teams. But as far as personal sports, I like to snowboard. Haven't done it in a couple years now, and I'm 64. But I used to love to snowboard. I used to ski. But then I graduated to snowboarding. That took a while to learn. I learned how to ski in one day. I was going down the Black Diamonds in one day. But snowboarding took me a whole season. Maybe because I'm old. Because I watch little kids learning how to snowboard, and they learn in one day. And I'm not afraid to fall. It's not that. Obviously, look at these hills my dog's dragging me down. All right? So, I'm not afraid to fall. Look at these mushrooms I'm coming up on. Wow. They pop up overnight. Mushrooms. And the structure I'm coming up on. Look at this structure. I gotta back off so you can see it. See that thing? That's a couple 100 years old. Let me see. I put my glasses. Bus, get it. Tell some jokes. Well, it's during the day, Bus, get it. And my jokes are all dirty. Let me try to think of a clean one. Oh boy. I don't have any clean jokes. Oh man. How about I'll tell some old ones. How about, here's a clean one. Lady on the bus drops her aspirins, spills them all over the floor, and she goes, "My aspirins!" And the guy next to her says, "Well, stick it out the window and cool it." Here's a joke. How about, there's the guy, a bum, a vagrant person that's just a total loser, walking down the street. Oh man, I gotta walk through this, son. Hang on, man. My dog's making me walk through something that's very difficult for me to walk through. I'll get back to the jokes in a minute. All right. Total bums. Homeless dudes walking down the street. That's a better word, homeless. And he comes across a genie lantern. And he rubs the lantern. This homeless dude, he can't even talk. He don't even know the English language well. And he's dressed in raggedy clothes. And he comes across this genie lantern and he rubs it. Genie pops out, grants him 3 wishes. So the first wish, he says, "I don't want to be this homeless person anymore. I want to be a respectable person, well known, and everybody knows me," and things like that. So the genie grants him his wish. Boom! Next thing you know, the homeless guy's in a 3-piece suit. He's got perfect English. He's educated. He's wearing a Rolex. And so he's so happy with that. And then the next wish, he says, "Well, I want tons of money." So boom, the genie grants him that wish. Next thing you know, his pockets are full of knots, full of wads of cash, $100 bills and $500 bills. And then the homeless dude, genie says, "You got one more wish. Be careful." And then the homeless dude says, "All right, well, that's pretty easy. I simply don't want to have to work for the rest of my life." Boom, the genie grants him his wish and he's back to a homeless person right where he started. That's a good joke, right? Right back where he started. I told my friend that joke and he said, "Well, did he at least get to keep the money?" That's funny. My friend, he didn't get the joke. He's like, "Well, did he at least get to keep the money?" I'm like, "Dude, you didn't even get the joke." Yeah, that was a good joke, wasn't it, man? Let me think of another one. I'm glad you're the only one that likes my jokes, Bus. Get it? Let me think of another one. Oh boy. How about, okay, this is a little dirty, but I can't think of any clean ones. So if a girl gets a hysterectomy and a guy gets a vasectomy, what's it called when a girl gets a sex change? Addictomy. I told you it was a little dirty. Sorry. Jogger. For some reason, my dog likes to go after joggers, man. Real cute girl was jogging by the other day, and the dog went after him, and she was cursing at me. That would have been a good video right there. I said, "Lady, I'm sorry. If you come on like a trail, a public trail, people are walking their dogs. You got to kind of expect that." All right, here's another joke. Let me think. These 3 kids in school. Teacher says, I want you to stand up, say what your father's occupation is, spell it, and then use a sentence of what he might say if he was here right now. The teacher calls on Johnny. Johnny stands up and says, "Oh, my dad's a policeman, POLICEMAN. And if he was here right now, he would tell you should lock your doors and maybe never walk alone." "Very good," teacher says. Calls on the next kid. "My dad," stands up, Bill, okay, and then Bill says, Well, my dad's a fireman, Fireman. And if he were here right now, he would say, always keep your batteries in your smoke alarms and always have an escape plan. The teacher says, very good. And then the class clown, teacher calls on the class clown, just like a joker. The dude never pays attention in school or anything. And he goes, all right, what do you have? And the kid stands up and he goes, well, my dad's an electrician. ELECELEK and he can't spell it. The teacher goes, don't worry about it. Sit down. We'll get back to you. Think about it. Next, and calls on the next kid. The next kid's a wise guy. His old man's in the mafia or whatever. And he stands up and he goes, well, my dad's a bookie. BOOKIE. And if he was here right now, he would tell you that class clown is never going to be able to spell. He would give you 10 to 1 odds that class clown is not going to spell electrician. Oh, I messed it up. All right, let me think of another one. I wrote all these jokes down, but I didn't carry them with me, just in case somebody would ask me. Why'd the guy bury the battery? Because it was dead. Why'd the guy throw the clock out the window? He wanted to see time fly. They're clean jokes. What is black and white and red all over a newspaper? They're clean jokes, right? How about, I got a lot of arm and legs jokes, no arms and legs jokes. What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in the water? Bob. What do you call a guy with no arms and legs two guys with no arms and no legs on the wall? Kurt and Rod. Okay. What do you call one guy with no arms and no legs hanging on the wall? Well, his name is Art. How about a guy with no arms and no legs under a car? Well, his name is Jack. Okay. How about, I don't know. I'm running out of jokes over here. So I'm going to walk up through the town of Whitehaven. I live in a town called Whitehaven. Dude's got something on his roof. He's probably going to fall off his car. Hi there, hi. He's got his hat and his shirt. I'm probably going to find it going home. I should have told him. He's got junk on his roof. Maybe if he gets out, I'll tell him. Nope, he's not getting out. So, what else is going on in my world? What else is going on? Yo. Yeah, I don't have any clean jokes. Bus get it, man. And this is during the day. I got to save my jokes at nighttime, so unfortunately, all my jokes are dirty. So, let's just talk about something else, I guess. Laugh out loud. Yo. Yeah, so you were paying attention. Very good, very good. On one of my live streams, I didn't think anybody was paying attention. And I was talking about how one of my exes ran off with my best friend. And I'm a whitewater kayaker, and I taught her how to kayak. And she got real good, almost as good as me. But when she ran off with my best friend, she stole my dry suit. So I was paddling the river a couple years later, and I saw my best friend wearing my dry suit on the river. But I didn't say anything, let bygones be bygones, man. I hope they're both happy. And they happen to be listening to me, no hard feelings, bro. Not for the dude, not for my best friend, but for the lady, no hard feelings to you neither. Good for you. I'm glad you got your scholarship and you got your 6-figure job, and you guys are meant for each other. I remember this one guy when I was in a rock band. If we didn't get the song right, say I made a mistake, he would put his head down for like 5 minutes And all of us will be looking, all the other band members will be looking at each other. Man, like, what's this guy's problem? And then he would look up at us and he would say, are you ready to get it right this time? Boy, you take the fun out of being in the band. That's the whole reason I was in the band, was to have fun. Another time I made a mistake and he yelled at me. He said, get it right, man. My girlfriend can do a better job than you. And the reason why it hurt my feelings so bad is because he was right. His girlfriend was a good guitar player. She probably could do it better than me. The truth hurts. That's what I tell all my friends when I offer some criticism, constructive criticism. I tell them the truth and it hurts. Yeah. So what are you gonna do? Nothing you can do. So, I'm at a playground. I think I was here before. I'm gonna let my dog. Maybe I'll sit down for a minute. Whew. Just chilling here, man. Taking it light. Steady she goes. Here, I got something to talk about. My job. And this is serious. I'm talking about something serious. My old boss was good enough to me that he gave me a job, and I worked for the guy for over 14 years, and we actually had a good relationship. We got to know each other, and I would come in on time every day, but I got too comfortable, and I was kind of spoiled, and he didn't like it, but just to be a nice guy, he let me keep my job. But then I guess the company, he had to trim some of the fat off the company, and he got rid of a couple people. And he got rid of me at the worst possible time in my life. I happened to be real broke at the time. I was at a real low. And I held resentment for him doing that to me. But now when I look back on it, he actually did me a favor. He taught me that everybody is touchable. Nobody's untouchable. I thought I was untouchable. And he taught me that even you, Richard, as good as you had it, and you blew it, mister, and this is what happens. But he taught me a lesson. And I grew up real quick, even though I was 45 years old at the time. I grew up and I went out and I had to find another job. And my bosses weren't nearly as nice as this guy. So I learned a very valuable life lesson off that. And if I ever see him again, I'm going to thank that guy for setting me straight in my life. Because if he didn't let me go when he did, I probably would have continued on being a spoiled brat. And at least he let me go at the age of 40, 45, and I was able to find another job and continue on with my life. But that dude did me a favor. And if I ever see him again, he's retired in Florida right now. But if I ever see him again, I'm going to thank him. And I mean that. He taught me that nobody's untouchable, and that's the lesson here. Everybody's replaceable. Somebody will do your job, do it better for less money. So don't get too comfortable. The moral of the story here is don't get too comfortable and don't get too cocky, because you're replaceable. I didn't think I was replaceable, and I was. I was replaced in a heartbeat. So there's a true story. I got another one. I'm always thinking of things to try to talk about when I'm live streaming. My dog does this to me every time. He takes me up these ridiculous hills. And this is why I eat like a pig. and I only weigh 140 pounds. I'm 5'6", because I work it all off. Oh, here's something that I want to mention real quick. Somebody just subscribed to my channel just yesterday, and her handle, it was like, recovery is a good option. So this person probably had a substance abuse problem, and her handle was recovery is a good option. Now, I've been sober for over 2 years. I've been sober for a lot longer at certain times, but I'm proud. I don't take illegal drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink alcohol, and I'm pretty proud of myself. And I went on her subscription. I went on her videos, and I was watching her videos, and she looked like she was really struggling. She had a dysfunctional family, she says in her videos, and she always turned to substances so she could cope with life. And I told her, I said, "You're doing a great job, man." I watch people's videos. I really get involved. And I said, "I'm proud of you, and keep up the good work." And I'm sure she's probably watching me right now, maybe. And if that's you watching me right now, I am proud of you, and you are doing a good job. And it's not easy. Nobody said it was easy. Hang in there, and you can have fun without abusing substances. You know, I used to think that. I'm like, how am I going to have fun if I can't sit down and drink alcohol on a weekend? How is life going to be fun? But let me tell anybody who's paying attention, it may be a bummer at first, but dude, people, you're going to have more fun, because you're going to remember your nights. Instead of being in an alcohol blackout, you'll remember how much fun you have. You'll have clear thoughts. You'll discover things that are fun, that are natural fun things to do. And don't think that you can't have fun, man, because you can. And your life will be great. And I mean that. Oh, my dog chasing after a rabbit. Oh well. So that's about it. So here's something else I want to tell you about. Do you ever hear of geocaching? It's pretty old. People do it all the time, but I never heard of it. And what they do is they hide things. They'll hide like a little thing. They're all different when they hide things. Let me break this down a little better for you all. They hide things in places. I'm trying to think of better words so you guys can understand. Somebody, when they do geocaching, I'm just going to give you an example and then I'll break it down. They'll get like a little pencil case or something. It's got to be like waterproof, because most of the time they're hidden outside in the weather. And they'll put like a log book in there and a pencil. And it's mostly for kids, geocaching. And they'll put like little toys, like little Hot Wheel cars, or just little inexpensive toys. And the people who do the geocaching, there's an actual thing that you download, an application that you download, and when you do your geocaching, you'll be able to look at like a Google's map. It's similar to a Google's map, and they'll show you where all these caches are hidden all over. If you download geocaching right now on your phone and look on your geocaching map, there's probably dozens, if not hundreds, of caches. They call them caches, right near you, right near where you live. And they rate them on a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the easiest, 5 being the hardest. And they also rate them Sayo Bahan. Yo, dude. Sayo Bahan. Yo, what's up, man? I'm telling people about geocaching. So they download the geocaching application, and they look on the geocaching map, and there's all these little treasures that are in your neighborhood. And a lot of them are like in public parks, and the idea is that you look at the application, you study where the caches are hidden, and then you go out and find them. And then once you find them, you sign the logbook, and then you make a note of it, and that's it. Pretty much that's it in a nutshell. But a lot of these caches are in really cool spots, because one of the ideas behind geocaching is you want to show people real cool things that aren't maybe obvious. And when I went looking for some of my caches, they were in places that were just amazing, that I would have never even known they existed if I wasn't doing this geocaching thing. And I got led to these really cool places. And that inspired me to hide my own caches and list them for myself. And I would put nice prizes in mine. I'd put like fairly valuable coins, like maybe wheat pennies that are worth like $1 a piece. And I would put like nice toys that are worth a couple dollars, because it's mostly a little kid thing. And anybody who found my caches, they got rewarded a nice little prize. And the thing about the geocaching is, you take a prize, you leave a prize. You sign the log sheet, you mark it on your download on your application, and the whole world sees your progress. Anybody who's doing the geocaching, they see your progress. Now, me, it's only been a year, and I have like 40 finds. That means I found 40 caches. But some of these people are in the thousands. I mean, they hop in their car and they'll drive across country just finding these caches. And that sounds like fun, but I don't know if I'd go that far. So I found all the caches in my area. A couple of them I didn't find. And it's really good, because it's just like, it's organized. And if somebody marks down that they did not find it, the owner of that cache could see that it wasn't found. And if a couple people in a row didn't find that cache, then maybe the owner of that cache should go check and see if it's still there. And a lot of these caches that are hidden in plain sight. This one cache was pinned up on a fence, and it blended in real good. And I couldn't find it. And I looked for it for like 5 or 6 times, and I never found it. And I finally contacted the dude through the website, and he had to tell me flat out where it was. And then when I went back, it was right in front of my face. And that was one of my favorite hides, because that dude was very clever, and he was able to blend his cache in the background, and it's still there. Every time I walk past there, I look at it. So I thought you meant digital geocaching. No, dude, no. It's like a child's game. I wouldn't say child, because I'm an adult and I loved it. But it's like a treasure hunt. Real short, in a nutshell. You hide treasures. You mark it down on the application, and there's actual coordinates that you put down in the on your log. They call it a log. And just like you use your GPS to find an address or a restaurant, you turn on your phone, and your phone will guide you right very close to within the cache. It's very accurate. It tells you when you're miles away. It tells you when you're hundreds of feet away. It tells you when you're within like 10 feet, but then it doesn't tell you anymore. So you could be within 10 feet of one of these caches, and then it's up to you to find it after that. And then once you find the cache, you sign the logbook, you mark it down on the download, and boom, and that's how you get your jollies. And I can't wait to do it again. I bet you that's fun to do with friends, because it was just me, and I was by myself. But I bet you that would be a lot funner if you had people doing it with you. And also, when two people are looking for something, you could find things easier. So, all right, dude, I'm sorry you don't know what I'm talking about. But at least you're watching me. And I appreciate all the likes you guys give me and all that. I'll talk about something else. Oh, here, check this out. You guys want to see what poison ivy looks like? This is poison ivy. Right there. Poison ivy grows on a vine. It's not a bush. It grows on a vine. And that's all poison ivy, right up that tree. All the way up. That's up around 100 feet. Oh, no. Not 100 feet. 50 feet. That's all poison ivy. And if you're allergic to that stuff, I'll try to show you the vine. See the vine it's growing on? Poison ivy vines are usually hairy. So if you're allergic to this stuff, that's bad news. I've seen people really bust out with that really bad. Poison ivy. And it grows in spots that if you're not careful, you'll get it bad. I've seen it grow on a fence right at a bus stop. There's a whole patch of poison ivy right at a bus stop where people are waiting for their bus, and I'm watching people lean on it, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to go home and they're going to have poison ivy so bad. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to show you one more time because it's kind of important. Come here, son. Poison ivy grows everywhere. It grows everywhere, and it's really bad stuff, man. Especially if it burns and it gets in your lungs, it could be life-threatening. But just to get it on your skin is bad enough. And if you look at the leaves carefully, they have like an oil on them. An oil. And if you're standing under like this vine and it was pouring rain and the water was dripping down on you, you're very susceptible to catching this poison ivy. And it's really, it's bad stuff, man. If you're allergic to it, your skin will bubble up and it takes days, if not weeks, to go away. It's very uncomfortable and it spreads. You got to put this stuff called calamine lotion on it or anything to keep it dry because your skin blisters up. And your skin oozes, and if you touch somebody else, say you got poison ivy on your hand, you were scratching one of your infections, and you got it on your hand, and you shake somebody's hand, well, they can get it. That's how dangerous this poison ivy is. I knew people that accidentally gathered a whole bunch and were burning it, and they wound up in a hospital because they inhaled the smoke from burning poison ivy. That's nasty stuff. So now you know what it looks like. It grows on a hairy vine. It doesn't grow by itself. It always has a host. It'll grow up a fence. It'll grow up a tree. No, the host wasn't a good word. It needs something to grow on. It doesn't grow by itself. It grows on things like trees or fences or street poles. Or stop, anything with a vine can cling on to. That's what poison ivy will grow on. And that's nasty stuff. You don't want to get that, man. It has 3 leaves. The leaves are oily. I had a little saying, 3 leaves, stay away from me. I forget the saying now. There was a little rhyme that went along with that. So that's poison ivy. I don't know what poison oak looks like. Clint Gage, he was talking about it. I can't wait to talk to him again and apologize to him because we got cut off. And he talks about poison oak. And there's another type of poisonous plant, poison oak, poison ivy. There's something else out there, I forget. And then there's another plant that we call 7-minute itch. I don't know what the real name of it is, but it's not nearly as bad as poison ivy. And that only irritates your skin for like 10 minutes. Oh, thanks. I didn't know about the smoke either. Yeah, man. Poison ivy's nasty stuff, man. And, yeah. Cyobihan. Yes, man. That's nasty stuff, that poison ivy. And I was talking about that 7-minute itch. And if you brush up against that, it's really bad for like 10, 15 minutes. I don't know why they call it 7-minute itch. They should call it 10-minute bitch, because it lasts about 10 minutes and it is a bitch. It's real. Oh my God, it's actually painful when you first get it. It's very painful, and you can't scratch it because it'll stay there and you could mess your skin up. You just got to suffer through the pain for like 10 minutes and then it goes away. 7 minutes. I had a friend that played a joke on me. He would pull a little piece of 7-minute itch off and he would say, "Look at this cool plant, Rich." And I go, "Oh yeah, cool." And he would rub it against my arm. And I go, "Ah, it hurts real bad. It feels like there's little prickly pins in there. It hurts really bad." And he'd laugh at me. He thought that was funny. Yeah, my good friend. I hope you're watching. That wasn't funny, Joe. Rubbing 7-minute itch on me. I hope you fall in a big patch someday. And you got to go through what you put me through. No, I don't hope that, Joe. I don't hope that. But that's what I had friends that played dirty tricks on me. They would put like mouse traps like under my bed and under the sheet in my bed. And if I wasn't paying attention when I went to lay down, all these mouse traps would snap on my body. Yeah, fun joke, right? Nice joke to play on your friend. And they would do all kinds of things. But I used to play jokes too. I had 2 older sisters. Remember them things called cigarette loads? With friends like that, who needs enemies, right? Right, Sibahan, right? Nah, they were my friends. They would never hurt me, really. And I played jokes on my sisters. Remember them things called cigarette loads? There were these little white things, and you would stick them inside a cigarette. And when the person went to light a cigarette, they would explode, and the cigarette would burst open into pieces, and it would scare the living crap out of you. Well, I took it one step further. I bought these cigarette loads at like these magic shops. I don't even think they sell them anymore. They come in like little cans, and there's like 10 of them in a can, and they're real small, and you stick them in a cigarette, and when the person lights it, and they explode. Okay, so I did it to my sisters, but I took it one step further. I stuck 2 cigarette loads, and I stuck one in the very front, so when my sister lit the cigarette, it exploded, and I stuck one like halfway down the cigarette. And then I would get like a firecracker and break open a firecracker and sprinkle the gunpowder in the ashtray. So it was a triple whammy. My sister lit the cigarette. The thing exploded in her face. She was angry at me. Finally, like, picked all the tobacco out of her eyes and her hair. Went to finish her cigarette. When it got halfway down, it exploded again. Now she wants to, like, punch me in the face. And then after she finally got to enjoy her cigarette, if you can call it enjoy, when she went to put it out, remember I sprinkled the gunpowder in the ashtray? When she went to put the cigarette out, the ashtray would flare up. I mean, I was mean to my sisters. No wonder they beat the crap out of me when I was little. And another time, they had these things called auto foolers. And what they were these things you hook up to the spark plug of a car. And when the person goes to start their car, it would make a real loud whistle noise, and it had a little firecracker in it and would explode. And the people would go, and they would freak out. They would think there was something wrong with their car. So yeah, I was a prankster myself also, to be honest. I know, ain't that? I was a meanie kind of. But I never played any pranks where anybody got hurt. They were simple little things. I would never try to hurt anybody. A little scare. I would hide behind like a door, and when somebody walked into the room, I'd jump out and go, "Ah!" and watch the look on their face. I wish I should have had a camera on and get the look on their face, to jump out behind the door and scare the crap out of them. And I was good, and people tried to get me back, and they couldn't scare me for some reason. Maybe I was like, so, I don't know why, but they couldn't scare me. But some people I do that to. My goodness, I'm almost put them in the cardio. What else? I had all kinds of little booby traps for my friends. Nothing that would hurt them. I remember my parents would go to work, and I would invite all my friends over, and we would have like water balloon fights in the house. Water balloon fights in the house. And then we took it one step further, and then we had firecracker fights in the house. And I accidentally burnt the curtains. I'm lucky I didn't burn the house down. I threw a firecracker at my friend, and caught the curtains on fire. Having firecracker fights in the house. Can you believe that? And then they locked me out of my own house, and I saw them in the bed through the window from outside of my house. So I got a garden hose, and I'm squirting water into my house with a garden hose, trying to soak the person from outside of my house. Yeah. So, real sick sense of humor, huh? I like your little kitty cat icon, Sibihan. I love cats. I think cats are the bomb. I'm going to get another cat someday, but I'm going to have to keep it indoors. Because for some reason, my neighborhood is not good for cats. There's too many wild animals, and some of the drivers don't pay attention. Unfortunately, my cats got run over. Yeah, I love cats, man. I had a Siamese cat. I had a Mancoon cat. Mancoons are very smart cats. That Mancoon cat would follow me around like a dog. That Mancoon cat would follow me better than my dog follows me. This dog doesn't follow me. If I let him off the leash right now, he'll run somewhere I'll never see him again. Oh, maybe I'm exaggerating, but these Catahoula dogs do what they want. So, Bus Get It. How did you get your pet deer? Bus Get It. That was a baby deer that had got born by its mother, and I didn't take it as a pet. It's so cute, I wanted to, but I just let it sit there where it was born, and I didn't take it home or anything. So I'm just letting you know, I didn't keep it as a pet. I let it stay, and I went back to check on it because my dog ran up on it and roughed it up a little bit, but it didn't hurt it because when I went back to check on it, they were both, the mom and the baby deer were gone. So Bus Get It, no, I didn't keep the baby deer. I wanted to, it was cute. Wouldn't that be cool, having a deer in your house? I don't think my house is big enough. Them deer get to weigh like 100 pounds. All right, mister, we're going to go back, son. We're going back. My poor dog's confused. I'm going to give him a biscuit. Oh, boy, I don't have a biscuit. Oh, yes, I do. There's a biscuit for you. There you go. We're going back to the car, son. So, I'm going to have to text one of my subscribers, Clint Gage. I feel really bad that he was trying to show me something and I got interrupted. He's an understanding person. As soon as I explain what happened, he'll understand. So, Bus Get It. Yeah, man. I'm really happy you guys are checking me out. You're very important to me. Why don't you make another video, Bus Get It? Something, I don't know, anything. And I'll check it out and I'll tell you what I think. So, that's about it, my people. I love you guys, man. I really look forward to chatting with you every day. I'm gonna try to schedule my live streams. You could actually schedule them ahead of time so people know that if you're gonna do it or not. I retired still. I knew that. You told me that already, my friend. And I'm retired also. And I'm glad you're retired. Ain't it nice being able to, have your own life and not have to worry about things like being on time for work and stuff like that and having those kind of problems? It's great being retired. Oh, there's Star. I was checking out your videos, Star, also, and I left you comments today. I was checking out all my subscribers today. It was pouring rain, and I wanted to see what you guys... Yeah, of course I remember you, Star. Check out some of your videos. I left comments, and I left you guys likes, Star. I know what you look like and everything by watching your videos. You're one of my younger subscribers, and I'm happy for you. I remember you, Star, now. You like arts and crafts, Star. You make them bracelets. You make the bracelets, Star. Let me show you my bracelet. You do stuff like this, Star. Can you see my bracelet? Whoops, no, I got the camera wrong. There. I'm having a hard time, Star. Wait a minute. Star likes to make things like this. Where is it? Sorry, right there. Star makes things like that. Star makes trinkets and like shiny things and with glue and little projects. Ain't that great, Star? Don't you know what I used to do? I used to get popsicle sticks, craft sticks, and I used to make birdhouses, Star. Did you ever make a birdhouse out of popsicle sticks? And I would paint them, and I'd make a little hole where the bird could go in, and a little perch, and then I varnished them, and I stuck them in trees, and I used to do that a lot. And yeah, so I pay attention. I was watching what you do with your arts and crafts, my friend, and you do a good job. I think you do a really good job, Star. And I was watching your videos, and I think you do a great job. And I'm sorry that you tuned in late, Star. But I have to go. I promised my other half that I would get her something to eat, and she's waiting patiently. But you're welcome, Star. You do a good job, you know. You should be proud. Keep yourself busy. And I used to build model rockets when I was like your age, Star. They were called Estes rockets, and you could buy a kit at the hobby store, and you could fly them up in the air, and the parachute would pop out. And I used to build the birdhouses, like you said, and I had a lot of little projects I used to do. A lot of origami. You ever do origami, Star? Where you fold the paper and make things out of paper? That's a fun thing to do. I made a couple videos of that. How to make like a bird that flaps its wings, and how to make rings out of dollar bills or money. I have a video. That's fun. So, all right. Well, Richard's gonna wrap it up. Listen, I love you guys, man, and I check out your videos. You're all important to me. Every single last one of you. And if I didn't see your video yet, I'm going to see your. I'm going to go through each one of my subscribers one at a time. And I'm up to quite a few now, so it's going to take a couple days. But I'm going to watch your videos one at a time, and I'll leave you a comment, and I'll tell you what I think. So, but I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me. It's always fun. Be kind. Know that you're appreciated. And peace out. Have a great day. And I love you guys. Bottom line, you are appreciated. Please know that.